Welcome back to Hack the Matrix, your guide to optimizing human potential in our digital world. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into Episode 2, Focus Mastery, Deep Work Strategies. If you caught our first episode on Time Well Spent, you know we're all about practical solutions to modern challenges.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Maya Chen, cognitive neuroscientist and author of Digital Minds. I'm thrilled to be here discussing one of my favorite topics, how to achieve deep, meaningful focus in our distraction-filled world.
Dr. Chen, our listeners have been asking for concrete strategies to improve their focus. In your research, what's the science behind why we're so easily distracted these days?
Great question, Alex. Our brains are literally being rewired by constant notifications and social media. Every alert triggers a dopamine hit, creating what I call continuous partial attention. We're everywhere and nowhere at once. Studies show the average person now checks their phone 96 times daily, or once every 10 minutes.
That's alarming. And I've noticed this personally. I'll sit down to work on something important and suddenly an hour has disappeared into email and social media.
Exactly. And this is where Cal Newport's concept of deep work becomes so valuable. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. It's becoming our most valuable skill in the knowledge economy, yet also our scarcest resource.
So how do we reclaim our ability to focus deeply? What practical techniques can our listeners implement right away?
I recommend starting with the upgraded Pomodoro technique. Traditional Pomodoro uses 25-minute focus sessions with 5-minute breaks, but research shows most adults can sustain peak focus for 52 to 90 minutes before needing a break.
So instead of the standard 25-5 split, you're suggesting longer sessions.
Yes, but with important adjustments. Try what I call focus blocks, 50-minute deep work sessions followed by 10-minute true breaks. The key difference is that during these 50 minutes, you create what Newport calls focus rituals, specific environmental cues that train your brain it's time for depth.
What might those rituals look like?
They're personal, but effective ones include placing your phone in another room, using noise-canceling headphones with specific focus music, lighting a particular candle only during deep work, or even wearing a special focus sweater that signals to your brain it's time for depth.
I love these practical ideas. Now let's talk about the dopamine detox concept that's been trending. Is there science backing this up?
There's been some misunderstanding around dopamine detoxes. Your brain doesn't actually get depleted of dopamine. What's happening is that frequent instant gratification from social media and notifications creates an abnormal baseline for stimulation.
So it's more about recalibrating our sensitivity to stimulation.
Precisely. A more accurate term would be dopamine recalibration. Start with digital minimalism. Audit your notifications and ask, does this app deserve my attention? A Stanford study found reducing notifications by 70% decreased anxiety and improved focus by nearly 40%.
What about implementation? Many of our listeners have busy schedules with families and demanding jobs.
Integration is key. Schedule 2 to 3 deep work blocks when your energy naturally peaks, typically in mornings for most people. Create transition rituals that signal to your brain it's time to shift modes. And most importantly, practice what I call monotasking, doing one thing fully rather than many things partially.
Any final science-backed tips our listeners can implement today?
Yes, research from Harvard shows that just 8 minutes of mindfulness meditation improves focus for up to 90 minutes afterward. Another study found that a 15-minute walk in nature restores attention better than an equivalent break indoors. And finally, write down intrusive thoughts during deep work. Externalize them to free up mental bandwidth.
Dr. Chen, these insights are incredibly valuable. For listeners wanting to dive deeper, where should they go next?
I'd recommend Cal Newport's Deep Work, Catherine Price's How to Break Up with Your Phone, and my online course, Neural Focus Training, which walks you through implementing these techniques step by step.
Fantastic recommendations. That wraps up today's episode of Hack the Matrix.
Remember, everyone, in a world designed to distract, focused attention is your superpower. Join us next week when we discuss cognitive enhancement through nutrition. Until then, stay focused and keep hacking the matrix.
Thanks for having me, Alex. Remember, listeners, your ability to focus deeply isn't fixed. It's a skill you can strengthen every day.